pop-up flea market is giving back to families in need across the world and right here at home. Global Partners in Peace and Development is hosting its 9th annual Proceeds for Poverty yard sale. People donate a lot of things like furniture, appliances, paintings, and other goods to sell. Then 100% of the money goes to help people all around the world, whether it's building water wells in India, feeding children in Haiti, or donating to a Roanoke-based organization that helps victims of sex trafficking in the U.S.
It's just awesome to see how the community all gets involved. Everybody has a part to play, and that's what really Global Partners is all about, is each of us doing a small part, and we're able to make a big difference around the world.
In the past decade, the yard sale has raised more than $250,000. It's open again tomorrow from 9 until 3 at Rainbow Forest Baptist Church in Troutville.